I'm going to share with you the credit card point strategy that me and my fiance are using to pay for our entire honeymoon next summer in France. My name is Brock Irwin. I'm a loan officer in the DFW area, and I've helped thousands of clients plan out buying their first home. And through this, I've learned so much about personal finances that I wanted to share with you. So in today's video, I'm going to share with you all of the strategies that I've used credit cards to not only pay for all of my vacations, but build my credit from where it was not too great, and also protect me from really weird charges that have just shown up on my credit card, but I haven't had to pay for them. So the biggest, most shiny thing is paying for my entire vacation to France all on one credit card. Now, no, I'm not just financing this trip on my credit card and paying it off with interest. I was able to use all the points that I've been able to accrue throughout the year just by using this credit card. Now, there's multiple different routes that I've used. There's Chase, there's American Express, there's Discover. There's so many credit cards out there that are advertising to you, but each one is going to have its own specific purpose that's going to help you do this. If you just log onto a website and click the first cashback credit card that you've ever seen and then start swiping that, you're not going to be able to take advantage of this. To really pay attention to the cards that I've used, and this is how you can actually travel for free with them. So the two main cards that I use are going to be the American Express Gold card and the Capital One Venture X. First, with the Gold, me and my fiance both signed up for this card and were able to get welcome bonuses of as much as 125,000 points. Now, we don't pay for vacations in points, we pay for vacations in dollars, so this really equated to about $3,000 in total cash that we were able to get to use for it. So right off the top, that covers my entire flight to France and back. Now, to do this, I just had to spend a little bit of money in the first couple months that I had the card, and then I moved on and I've got the points for us to be able to redeem. Now, in combination with that, I use the Capital One Venture X for just about anything that I'm doing. Any daily expenses we have around the house, or really anything that we can put on a credit card, we'll put it on this Capital One Venture X. Now, with doing this, I've been able to accrue points over the last couple years to be able to pay for every single stay that we've got while we're over in France. So essentially no more than me just going down to downtown Dallas and having a night out for dinner. That's going to be the same cost as our trip, but we're going to be gone in France for over 3 weeks. A lot of people have seen the advertisements and really been targeted on using these points, but just don't use them for any other expense. Don't use these points for paying for your everyday Amazon packages, or don't use this to redeem to pay off whatever your current balance is. Set this aside and you can really use this to pay for 100% of what you do as long as you use them correctly. Now, the next biggest benefit that credit cards have done for me is really helped me rebuild my credit. When I was in college, I had no idea how to use a credit card and even how to act responsibly with using a credit card. This felt like free money that I just swiped and had no idea what to do after I swiped the card and paid for whatever I bought. But a really specific example, the very first time I had a credit card, I went into Kohl's, they sold me on their credit card, I swiped it, checked out, I had no idea even how to pay the bill. Through this time, it actually destroyed my credit, started getting things sent to collections, and it put me in a really bad spot just coming out of college. Now, I did this with a few different store credit cards and never had the base knowledge of how to properly use these credit cards to help me get my credit in an actual good spot. So fast forward 3 to 4 years, I started thinking about buying a house, but my credit was in the tank. Even if I tried to apply for a new credit card like that American Express or that Venture X, I couldn't even get approved for it. So here's how I use credit cards to actually help me rebuild when I couldn't get approved for the credit cards that I wanted. First, I looked up the easiest credit card to get approved for, and this is called a secured credit card, where I just put down a couple $100 and they approve me, but essentially I'm swiping and paying off with my own money that I've got deposited with them already. Now, month after month, I put every expense on here and just paid it off just like I was using my debit card, and it allowed me to build my credit back up by keeping my balance under a certain percentage of what they actually wanted me to use. I'll make another video about this, but you can use ChatGPT to look into all the ways that the credit bureaus look at your debts and your credit cards on how they're going to improve your credit score. So after doing this month after month after month, I was able to get my credit back in a good position, which allowed me to qualify for my first house pretty easily because I put in the work for rebuilding what I'd messed up back in college. Now, lastly, here's a benefit that most people don't really think about with credit cards, but it helped me get out of a really weird situation or really weird charges that started to pop up on my card. So I was on a trip in Arizona and having a great time, but all of a sudden I get back to my Airbnb and I realized that my credit card wasn't in my wallet. By the time I realized this, it's already 3 days into my trip and I had no idea that it was missing the entire time that I was there. So I jump in to freeze all my cards, freaking out on if I had lost all of my money, and I started seeing charge after charge after charge that were popping up on my credit card. So I saw things all the way as much as bottle service at a bar, I saw pizza restaurants, I saw everything that you could ever think of that was just popping up time after time, and people were trying to finance their entire weekend on my credit card. Now, this obviously freaked me out because there were thousands of dollars of charges that had popped up on this card that I had no idea how I was going to go back and pay this off. And also, I didn't want to explain to my fiance that I had to pay thousands of dollars for bottle service when it actually wasn't me that was going to use bottle service. So the great part of this story is that it was my credit card that was lost and not my debit card. So to resolve this, I called the credit card company, start to dispute these charges, and the greatest thing about being on a credit card is it's their money that's missing. It's not my money yet. Now, if this would have been a debit card, my money would have already left my account, and they're probably not as motivated to go after these fake charges if it's my money instead of theirs. So as they dispute these charges and go to these vendors, they're trying to pull cameras, do anything they can to get their money back because they know that I'm not paying for it. While if it's my debit card, they might not fight as hard because it's already out of my account and it doesn't really affect them. So at the end of the day, I was able to get all this money refunded back to me, and it never had to leave my bank account one time. So going forward from this, I have never used my debit card one time, because if I'm online, I'm putting a credit card on there. If anything gets stolen, I know the bank is going to be the one fighting for that money back instead of me having to see that money leave my checking account and be freaked out. So there's so many benefits of using credit cards. Just don't make the mistake that so many people get into and think this is a way to finance your life. If you do it right, this is going to save you a ton of money for just the regular expenses you're going to have in your life. It's going to help you get your credit in the best position possible, and it's going to protect you from having bottle service just show up on your credit card. Thank you for watching this video if you stayed all the way through, and I hope you're able to get some benefits. If you're just starting to get into credit cards, or you want to know how you can use these in a responsible way that can actually benefit you in the long run. So I appreciate you sticking around, and we'll see you on the next video.